Hey everyone. If you're a parent, making sure your kid is getting all the right nutrients can feel like trying to solve a giant, complicated puzzle, right? Well, today we are going to tackle one of the most important pieces of that puzzle, iron. This is all about giving you the confidence to navigate your child's needs.
All right, first up, let's talk about why iron is so incredibly important. We're calling this section Iron, your child's superpower, and honestly, that is not an exaggeration. It really is a key ingredient for their growth.
So, to really get our heads around this, let me ask you a quick question. Who do you think needs more iron every single day? A full-grown man or a tiny little 7-month-old baby? Go ahead, take a guess.
Would you believe it? It's the baby. And not just by a little bit. I mean, look at that. A grown man needs about 8 milligrams a day, while a 7-month-old needs 11 milligrams. Isn't that wild? It's because their little bodies are doing an unbelievable amount of growing and developing in that first year.
So what is all this iron actually doing? Well, think of it as having 3 major jobs. First, it builds hemoglobin. You can think of hemoglobin as a fleet of tiny delivery trucks carrying oxygen to literally every part of the body. Second, it's a total rock star for brain development. We're talking learning, focus, the whole shebang. And third, it helps build a strong immune system to fight off all those germs.
Okay, so we know why it's so important, but how do we actually get it into our kids? That brings us to our next section, cracking the iron code. And don't worry, I promise it's way easier than it sounds. Not all iron is created equal. There are basically 2 types. You've got heme iron, which I like to call the fast track. It comes from animal foods, and our bodies absorb it super easily. Then you've got non-heme iron, the scenic route. This is from plant foods like beans and spinach. It's fantastic, but our bodies have a tougher time absorbing it. But, and this is a big but, there is a secret to unlocking its full potential.
And here it is, the secret weapon. It's vitamin C. Seriously, that's the trick. When you pair vitamin C with those plant-based iron sources, it dramatically boosts how much iron the body can actually use. It is a total game changer.
So what does this look like in real life? We call them power pairings, and they're so simple. If you've got iron-fortified oatmeal, just toss on some strawberries. Serving hummus? Use red bell pepper strips for dipping. Lentil soup with a side of orange slices. You get the idea. These little combos make a massive difference.
All right, so we've got the why and the how. Now for the fun part, the what. Let's get into building your iron toolkit. Think of this next bit as your go-to cheat sheet for the grocery store.
First up, the fast track crew, our animal sources. You can see lean beef is a total champion here. But hey, don't sleep on things like sardines. And here's a great pro tip. Dark meat chicken has more iron than white meat. So when you have the choice, go for the thigh or the leg. These are your heavy hitters.
And now for our amazing scenic route options, the plant-based powerhouses. I mean, look at this. A half cup of cooked lentils has almost as much iron as the lean beef. Tofu, black beans, cooked spinach, they're all fantastic. Just remember the rule, right? Pair them with some vitamin C to unlock all that goodness.
And we can't forget about our secret weapon for busy parents, fortified foods. Things like breakfast cereals, oatmeal, even some breads have iron added right in. They are an awesome, super easy way to help you hit those daily goals, especially on those days when everything feels chaotic. Think of them as your iron safety net.
Okay, knowing what foods to serve is one thing, but getting your child to actually eat them? Well, that's a whole other story. This next section is all about smart, real-world strategies, especially if you've got a picky eater at home. So 4 big tips here. First, get them involved. Let them help stir the lentils or push the button on the blender. Second, make it fun. Use cookie cutters to make shapes. Third, use bridge foods. Sneak some pureed beans into a pasta sauce or spinach into a smoothie. And fourth, and this is so important, expose them without any pressure. Just put one little bean on their plate, no fights. Just let them get used to seeing it. And just to get your own creative juices flowing, here are a few ideas. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to eat Hulk muffins or Dino nuggets? It's all about the marketing. And notice those mini meatballs with tomato sauce? That is a perfect power pairing right there. The vitamin C in the tomatoes helps absorb the iron from the meat.
All right, let's tackle a question I get asked all the time. You've probably heard this one. Does cooking in a cast iron skillet actually add iron to your food? Is it a real thing or just an old kitchen myth?
The answer is yes. It really works. Now, it's not a magic bullet. It won't replace eating iron-rich foods, but a small amount of iron does get into your food from the pan, especially when you're cooking something acidic, like tomato sauce. And hey, when you're aiming for that high iron target,
Every little bit helps.
Whew, we have covered a lot. So let's pull all this great info together into a simple, easy-to-remember action plan that you can start using today.
If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. Number 1, offer variety. Mix it up. Animal sources, plant sources, fortified foods. Number 2, power up with vitamin C. Always have a fruit or veggie with those beans or lentils. And number 3, be consistent. Just try to offer an iron-rich food at most meals and snacks. That's it.
You know, this really says it all. This isn't about stress or trying to be perfect. It's just about being mindful. By simply keeping iron on your radar when you plan meals, you are giving your child one of the most powerful tools they need to grow up healthy and strong.
So I'll leave you with one final thought to put all of this into action. Just think about it. What is one new iron-rich food or one of those power pairings that you're excited to try with your little one this week? Thanks so much for joining me.